When people ask me, are you high church or low church? I always say high church. Not bells and smells and incense and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't appeal to me personally. But to have a high view of the church, of the status of the people of God, that is definitely something that is near to my soul. And yet, I also have a low view because we're saved sinners. It's a miracle that any of us ever got into the church at all. We may think, oh yeah, it's just the church. No. In Ephesians chapter 3, Paul talks about the revelation of the mystery, that the church is hidden in God who created all things, and that through the church, the manifold wisdom of God will be made known to the rulers, authorities in the heavenly places. It's Ephesians 3 verse 10. That verse has been transformational for me for years. It challenges me, and I hope it challenges you, to look beyond the ordinary, the superficial, the just merely human outward appearance of the church, and to see the church as God sees it. Glorious, a rainbow of God's wisdom, manifold, the colours of God, from infrared to ultraviolet. Everything that's hidden is made manifest, all the colours. And it's God's wisdom to display before principalities and powers, the spiritual forces, as well as human rulers and leaders and ordinary people. But God is at work in ordinary people. And we're not to get too full of ourselves as a result. Although we have a high view, we also have a low view. Paul can speak of himself as less than the least of all God's people. He says, I was the least of the saints, and his grace was given me to preach to the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ. And that's the amazing thing, that God has given us this wonderful treasure of the gospel. And it's unsearchable, and it's riches, and there's no end to it. And yet, it's little us, ordinary people, who are day by day full of wonder when we really come to terms with the fact that God has invested his grace in us, not just individually, but corporately. The people that you sometimes look at and you think, oh no, are they really in the church? Yeah, God includes and draws in people who are like you and people who are not like you. People you like and maybe people you don't like. But God is working, and his intention is not to stop until there is a glorious church. We're ordinary people, but transformed by an extraordinary God into the community of his beloved.